right? So anyone wants to share anything, any anecdote or any memory where they have shared something or they have received something from someone, and where someone was very kind towards them and they offered a sharing hand. Any story?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Toastmaster Vivek.
Thank you. I remember one story when I was in a hostel. So there was a Gurukul kind of thing where I need to do religious study and along with my regular study. So there was a teacher, we called him Guruji. His name, I remember his name, Bhupendra Jain. He is not live right now. So whenever we used to take lunch or dinner or breakfast, whatever, there is a special things are available for the teachers over there, like apple and banana. And we used to take normal pohas and all things. So there is only one apple for him, and we are taking our regular breakfast. So what he used to do, he cut the apple in multiple pieces. There were 30 students over there. So he cut the apple in 30 pieces, and single piece he used to distribute by himself. So I learned the sharing things from his perspective. He can have his whole apple by himself, but he shared that things to all of us. So we all learn how to share. And when I was joined my company ITC, I applied the same principle what my Guruji did earlier. I used to take one orange in my office. So there was a multiple slabs in the office. There was an orange. So I distribute one to each of my colleagues who is nearby around me. So I feel the happiness after sharing this. So this is how I enjoying the sharing new things. Now Ashish is also going to share something to us, all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vivek, for sharing. Great. And with that, Ashish just took out his lunchbox. And as we all know that Ashish brings some fruits with him to the meeting. And we have learned from Ashish that how sharing is caring. He brings a box of fruit, mostly watermelon. Today it's something else, and I'm missing watermelon today. Okay, watermelon is also there. So he takes out the box, and the box rotates here in the meeting room. And everybody takes a little bit of fruit. And that is exactly what the theme tells us, that sharing is caring. And that's how we make friends. And I will now share some of my anecdotes, two anecdotes. One where someone shared something with me, and another where I shared something with someone. And a very small anecdote. The first one is when I went for my college admission. And we were supposed to write an application, fill some form, the merit list used to come out. And it was a day full of tension, right? College admission day. And I was there in a queue. There were so many students who were waiting for the merit list, and we were supposed to write something, fill some form, and give it there. And I forgot pen, a very small thing, pen. And I was like, how can I do this? I have come here, I have got notepad, I have got so many things, water bottle, everything was there in my bag, but not a pen. So a girl came ahead and she saw that, I'm just looking for a pen and I'm like not filling the form. She's like, you want pen? Here you go. And that's when she shared a pen with me. But that little pen was just a materialistic thing, but not a small thing, because with that pen, we also shared some kindness and friendship. That was the beginning of my friendship with that girl. And we started talking because that was an initial point where you share something, you network, you talk to people, you have a conversation, and conversation leads to connections. And connections are very important in friendships. And that's when I was talking to that girl, and she said, will you be my roommate in hostel? And that's how, not any random person, but starting of friendship and finding a hostel roommate was so easy because of sharing. That was when someone shared something with me, and it turned out to be sharing of friendship, values, and lots of love. And the second story, where I shared something. recently, I think in last month only, before my birthday, I went on a solo trip, just 2 days trip to Amritsar. While coming back from Amritsar, I was in a train, Shatabdi, and there was a family sitting with me, and there was that sort of table which you face. There is a table in between, and there is a seat where you face each other, right? There was a family and just one seat with me. So I was there were two parents, mother, father, and two little girls. And the girl child, little girl in just second standard, she was continuously bothering her parents. Please, I want colors from the bag which is there on the top. It is a big suitcase that has colors. Now, of course, they will not pull out the suitcase just for those colors. And they were like, no, we are not giving you the colors. We are not giving you the colors. And there was this constant negotiation or a constant fight was going on. And I was listening. And I was having colors in my handbag only. I took it out and I said, you want colors, right? Will this work for you? Maybe these are not as great as what colors you have, but I think this will work and you can use this. Because taking out colors from that suitcase is definitely a pain for your parents right now. And she smiled and she looked at her mother, and her mother said, yes, you can take. And that was a little sharing from my side of, again, a very small materialistic thing, that is set of colors, but that turned out into a beautiful friendship that I had with that family, which I continue to have. And the entire train journey of 6 hours, I think, was amazing. And this happened in the very beginning when the train was not even started yet. And the entire 6 hours, we were just talking. And what I saw, I always carry a small notebook with me wherein I doodle, because some of you might know that I love and I like being a little creative, and I make a lot of handmade things for my loved ones. And I was making something for one of my friends whose birthday was coming up. And mother asked me, what are you doing? And this is something that you're making. Are you a painter or an artist? I said, no, I'm not an artist. I just like making little something to make my loved ones happy. And she asked a lot of questions to me. Why you do this? This gives you happiness, etc. And the conversation built on this. And I saw after a few minutes that she is borrowing the colors and she started making something on a letterhead of the hotel where she lived in. And after a few minutes, she gave me that. And it was something for me. I thought I'll bring it and I'll show you, but I forgot. And in that she has written that it's the very first time that I've ever used colors. And that's what the mother said. So she was around 35 or 36 years old. And she said that I have never ever colored before. And it's the very first time and it is for you. So I think that was one of the most beautiful recent memory of sharing is caring for me. And I have a great bond with that entire family now. So this is something that if you share something, if you offer a hand of sharing, of helping, you make beautiful connections. Anyone else want to share a small story? Be it anything, because sharing is something that we see or feel or do in our everyday life. Anybody from virtual have any small story?